Just when America has reached a breaking point with division, visionary influencer Danni Benson's I'm Proud of You Sis bro movement taps into the pulse and heartbeat of a culture radically torn. But this loving mom's voice of reason and calm has received national recognition.
How'd you balance having your children and always traveling with the Yankee organization?
When I became a dad, I said that I would always love like a mother.
I feel like I have to try certain things or act a different way because I know some people or some kids.
So join Danni Benson as she celebrates her special guests on her show and highlights their gifts and contributions to our world.
Hi, everyone. Hi. My name is Danni Benson. I am the founder of I Am Proud of You Sis. Thank you for coming and joining me. Please like, share, follow, and comment. And please make sure you watch me every Saturday at 9 a.m. on Optimum Cable in New York, Channel 20. So if you miss me live, you can come and share the conversation on a Saturday. You wake up, maybe you don't have to go to work, drink some coffee, some tea, and join me at 9 a.m. I'm just so grateful that you guys are joining me. Hopefully everyone is doing well today. I have a great guest. I want to give her flowers too. Her name is Gayna Alerte, and we're going to talk about holistic healing. So alternative medicine, because sometimes we don't want to just go to the doctor and just take, prescription drugs. There's other ways that we can heal our bodies, holistically. So I'm so happy to give Gayna Alerte her flowers, and she is an expert in this area. So thank you, everyone. Please welcome Miss Alerte to the show. Hi.
Oh my God. Hi, Danni. Thank you so much for having me today. It's a pleasure. I love your show, and it's a pleasure being here. So I'm ready to share all the information I have to all of your viewers, and hopefully we can help someone today.
Yes, and at the end, please share your handle so everyone can know where to find you. But let's just talk about holistic healing and why it's important for our audience to know that there is alternatives to medicine.
Yes. Everyone knows that the world is changing. Things that we did 30 years ago may not necessarily prove as beneficial in today's time, between air quality, the quality of food that we are eating. There's a host of different things that have changed from how we grew up. So that should also allow people to look at other ways to try to gain optimum health. So holistic healing, which I got into, was a way that I wanted to find out how to look at the whole body instead of just parts or individual organs that might have chronic diseases or symptoms of something that we are suppressing or using medications for. I wanted to look at the whole body and how the whole body is interrelated, and how just improving your whole body, you can ultimately improve those organ systems and heal yourself naturally and heal those symptoms naturally. So it's just kind of the movement in that direction where everybody is becoming more aware that, you have to look at what you eat. You have to look at what you put into your body, and to try to get the best overall wellness that you would like to achieve.
So where do we start?
Okay. So I guess I'll just explain a little bit about some of the things, some of the healing technology that I've discovered along my journey in trying to heal naturally. Of course, there's a lot of different herbs out there and supplements that, some people take to try to continue on their wellness journey. But I started with some of this technology to get more precise information about the body. And that's more so with biocommunication. So one of the first devices that I use is a bioscan. And the bioscan actually is kind of like a lie detector test, but it's for your body. Your hand actually sends off signals to this device, which will generate a report that will tell me what is going on. What are some of the disturbances in your body that your body needs support with? So, and it will then ultimately recommend supplements. So normally someone will go to a vitamin store and they will say, okay, I need vitamin C, or I was told I need vitamin D3. Someone recommended I needed vitamin E, and they're not really sure. So with the biocommunication device, one of the technologies that I use, BioScan, it will tell me specifically if you need vitamin C, if you need vitamin D, if you need cat's claw, if you need red raspberry. It will tell me specifically the supplements that your body would need to support itself and bring it back into balance. And in addition, it will also tell me some of the disturbances that your body is having. If it's water contaminants, if it's a bacteria, if it's a virus, if it's different toxins that disturb our body, if it's parasites. So with this information, you can then be more equipped with how you want to live your life and how you might want to make some changes. So that's one of the technologies that I use as a quick checkup for people.
Wow. So this is okay. So when you go to a regular doctor, they usually do like all this blood work, right?
Right.
But this way is a more high-tech way of pinpointing what's wrong without, getting blood work. It seems more detailed oriented.
Right. Well, the blood work, shows some things, but sometimes the blood work doesn't show things until, it's already late or it's already there. This method is more preventative. So, if it's showing parasites, or water contaminants, by the time it might show up in the blood, might be, some kind of other issue, or you might have a digestive issue, or Crohn's disease, or you might have some other condition by that time. So this is basically looking at, well, what are some of the causes that are happening that could, that you could bring your body back into balance, or you could eliminate or reduce to allow your immune system to have more control over what's being in and not be overloaded as much. And then, allow your body to heal itself naturally. Because when we look at the blood, we might say, okay, there's a high level of a certain type of white blood cell. And usually that level of the level of that white blood cell could mean this, or it could mean that, or it could mean that. And, might be iron deficiency. But then it could be a parasite that's sucking your blood. And you may not never know that is the issue why you're anemic and why you need iron. And, it could be so many other things. So it's
what's insane? You are so right. Like, I remember when I was reading something and it said parasites are in your body, and I was like, no way. But I realized they have to be in your body, because like sometimes like you leave like meat for a couple of days. Like one time we went somewhere and I left the meat out by accident. Literally like a couple of days later, but it was wrapped up. There was like little things coming out of it. I was like, what?
Yes.
And then I figured, oh my God, I am eating this thing. And it takes 20 days to digest meat. It's decayed in my body, and these little parasites are probably popping out and living in my body. And that made me like kind of no, I know it sounds crazy, but think about it for a second. I always ask my mom, I was like, Mommy, where do maggots come from? I realized maggots come from internally.
Yes. You are 100% right. And unfortunately, I think more technology and more research needs to become available of trying to diagnose the type of parasites that people are carrying, because we all have them. We all have bacteria, we all have viruses, we all have parasites. It's just that we cohabitate with them. And when our immune system is overloaded and we cannot manage the population, or there's a specific type of parasite that could be a little bit more dangerous, or the worst ones, it can lead to other things. So it's trying to figure out which type of parasites you specifically have. Then you can know their route of entry. Certain parasites travel to these organs. Certain parasites may travel to the spinal cord. Certain parasites, may travel to the brain. So there's certain things that once we begin to look at those types of parasites that we have, we can better diagnose some of the diseases and conditions that people are getting.
So one of the equipment you offer to diagnose can pinpoint if I have a parasite in my body that's harming my body?
Well, one of the technologies that I use basically scans all of the frequencies living in your body. So, for example,
Hello? Okay, so Gayna will be right back. Okay, you're here. Good. All right. Good. And I was like, this is a good conversation. I was like, where's Gayna? Because I'm intrigued right now. I'm intrigued. I hope the audience is too, because I'm intrigued. Okay.
Sorry.
So go ahead. What were you saying?
So all living organisms have a frequency. So there's a device that I use that measures all of the values of the frequencies that live within your body. So, for example, it could be Epstein-Barr. It could be a parasite, a tapeworm, a hookworm, a roundworm. It could be a toxin. It could be Coxsackie. It could be strep. It could be various bacterias. It could be various funguses. It could be viruses, and it could be parasites. And they all are measurable. Now, some parasites or bacteria are within the same range. They measure around the same range. So sometimes there may be a little bit of discrepancy as far as, is it this one or is it that one that you have? And then we have to do a little bit more examination, which is the bioscan, to see, okay, is it bacteria showing up or is it parasites? And then we go into measuring the frequencies to see specifically where the spike is, to determine which area we want to focus on as far as parasites or bacteria, or both. Some people just want to clean up everything. So
is this the reason why my doctor has been telling me for years to take a probiotic?
Because probiotics help to manage the population. Like, we all have some type of parasite. Most people when they're little say, oh yeah, it's just a pinworm, but everything is not a pinworm. And but that's what they would say with kids. Oh, their booty is itching, it's probably just a pinworm. And yeah. So, and then there's certain parasites.
Wait, first of all, what is a pinworm? Because you want to know, I was about to say, like, it's so weird you just said that. I know this is going to be too much TMI, but every time, it's not that often that my booty itches like that. I feel like there's something wrong inside. So I started doing a detox. My doctor used to say, that's what my doctor was telling me to take probiotics, because maybe my probiotics was like low, and I guess my immune was low. And then I guess it starts like the yeast, like a yeast infection. Like, it's basically, he was saying it's like it's like parasites. Like, maybe you have like an overwhelming parasite, or sometimes when I eat too much sugar.
Yes, and that's another sign. Sugar cravings things that we probably don't pay attention to, but those sugar cravings after we eat something, we got to have something sweet, because these are organisms that are basically reaching out to say they need to be fed, and you don't know why it is. You just say, I have to eat something sweet. My diet, no matter what my diet is, I have a sugar craving. And that's usually for the parasitic infections. But a lot of people don't know a pinworm is very common. Most children do pick them up sometime because they put their hands in their mouth. They're playing in playgrounds. Maybe, they're in bathrooms and, different things, that they might touch certain things, or, use toilet bowl seats, and, different things kind of, transfer over pinworm. So it's very common. It's a common parasite infection. So most gastro doctors will say, it's probably a pinworm, and it goes away. Some parasites may go away on their own.
What do they usually give? Like, what do they usually give to a kid if they have pinworm?
There's all types of medications that you can get. Okay. But usually for pinworms, they have a few over-the-counter medications that you can get. There's a lot of reviews. Some say they work, some say they don't work. But on Amazon, I know there's, a few that you can get from I think Reese's produces one of the medications for parasites, and there's a few others. I just can't think off the top of my head, but they have those over-the-counter medications for those basics. Some people say, they return, and so that's why a lot of people say it's all about diet. It's all about diet, and yes, diet is very important as well, but. And that's why they say it's all about diet, is because when people start eating a certain way, they start seeing less symptoms. And it's okay, so you cut out the sugar. Okay, so you cut out the sugar, so you starve the parasite. So then you start seeing less symptoms and you start feeling healthier. So what I do is more so getting to the root cause. It's like, okay, yes, diet is important, but what's causing the issue that your diet needs to be this way? And that's where I get more into what's happening within your body that's causing these disturbances, and try to eliminate them one by one so that your body can be more optimal, performance, at an optimal performance.
So what are ways that you get to the bottom of it besides a bioscan?
So then the next part of it, would be either frequency therapy or biontology. So with frequency therapy, that's basically once you determine which frequency that this organism is resonating at, you basically send that frequency back to the body to eliminate that organism. So there's a whole protocol regarding that. The person who invented this technology back in the 1920s was Dr. Royal Rife, and he invented frequency therapy. I've seen TED Talks on it now where people are saying it's probably the way of the future, where they're able to target certain cancer cells with frequency therapy. If they tune into a certain frequency, they're able to explode that cell. So there's a lot of studies going on around still with using this technology that was invented in the 1920s. So frequency therapy is one. And the second one is biontology that I perform. And the biontology is basically light. It's amplifying the light that's already within our body. Sometimes people don't realize that, we're physical beings and we're also energetic beings, and we produce light. We produce cell particles that transmit biophotons to our cells, through our body, in order to communicate pockets of information from our hormones to our other organ systems to tell our body what it needs to do to heal itself. But sometimes that light is destroyed or damaged. It could be electromagnetic frequencies or disturbances. It could be a various of things, chronic issues or diseases that damages our natural light. So what I do is repair that light through this technology, and then it's transferred to your body with a specific impulse of the damaged light that is displayed or revealed. And then that will amplify the light within your body and allow your body to heal itself, the organ systems to begin to heal itself.
Wow. So we have an internal light.
Yes.
This,
It's really amazing. And sometimes what I do to try to help people understand is like, basically I say, okay, the doctors work on the hardware and I work on the software. And that's that internal light. So people can kind of understand all
understand.
the communication signals. So example, if someone has an AED machine, that's like a machine that, when there's no pulse or there's no, heart rhythm, or the person it has stopped breathing, they have these particular devices at most police departments or fire departments, and they would use this device to get the heart to pumping again. Same thing like they would use in hospitals, and they're looking for communication signals. They're looking for a pulse. They're looking for a signal, and without these signals, the heart can't pump and do what it needs to do. So everything is about the signals and the communication that's happening within our body to allow our organs to do what they need to do.
Yeah, you know what's so amazing about our body is that it's basically electricity. Our
Yeah.
heart is pumping and
Yes.
we don't really have to charge it. I
Yes.
guess we charge it by sleeping,
Mm-hmm,
but
mm-hmm.
can you imagine we have a machine in our body that
Yes.
just keeps pumping and pumping, and I'm like, where do we plug it? What
Exactly.
is
You are
going
so
on?
yes, you are so correct. And that's the way to start thinking, is that our body is pumping, our body is moving, our body is doing things. Even when you give birth and you have pregnant, and you get pregnant, your body is pumping, your body is creating, your body is doing something. It's always doing something, and we can't never forget that. So even though, we examine our blood, or we do other examinations to test us, we can also heal ourselves by communicating directly to those communication signals that are happening within our body. And
Wow,
that's
this is like so exciting.
it's very advanced. Yes, it's very advanced. And there are a few practitioners, all over the world. And the person who invented this technology within the 1970s, Dr. Johann Boschwinkel, he developed certain modalities, and then he began to fine tune, and then they tested it out on over 25,000 patients and so forth. And then like he revamped his technology and made certain models, and you would be amazed at some of the benefits and miraculous turnarounds that people have begun to receive with their health. Things that unfortunately modern medicine was powerless against. And I've seen certain things myself, from gangrene to just a lot of things that I'm like, wow, I can't believe the skin is now healing up, and, the abscess is drying up, and, amazing things where it's like, okay, you can either cut your leg off, or that's all, we have. So, no, you want to
Mhm.
keep your legs. So, there's this, that's why I said it's important to look at other avenues of other ways of healing, so you can get a little bit of both. You can get a little bit of everything and have the optimal health you would like to have, and keep all your parts.
So, yeah, I want to keep all these parts for as long as I can, as long as I can.
They're
So,
there for a
so,
reason.
so, Miss Gayna Alert, I want to give you your flowers. You are, my God, the intellect. Your brain is just, you definitely didn't waste your brain. You know, you are smart. I mean, intellectually smart. God, I gotta give you your flowers. I mean,
Thank you so
Gayna's
much.
also a mom. She's also a wife, a great friend. I just want people to know where to find you. So please give all your handles and how much these services. I know costs may vary, but
Yes.
this is definitely something new to people. So please just give all your handles so people can find you.
Okay, great. So I will just put something in the chat and
Gayna at cellmembranecommunications.com.
yes, they can email me and I will give them all of the information if they're interested. And for a bioscan, you know, my prices, I allow them to be pretty affordable to try to, I know, you know, it's not easy for everyone, but for a bioscan, it's only $50. So biontology, that's $200, and then frequency therapy, that's $100 per hour. So those are pretty much the 3 services that I perform. And
do you also give, like, when you perform these, do you also try to give them how to heal themselves, like, or a suggestive, or you know
right.
what I mean?
Right. Well, see, for example, a bioscan, that's going to generate a report. So I would email that report to them. And then, you know, there's different ways we can do bioscan. Bioscans can tell me either you can get a food report and see what types of food that your body is resonating with, what types of foods are you're more positive with, and which types of foods are more negative. Sometimes people have a lot of allergies and different things going on. Bioscans also can give me the supplements that your body should be taking to provide more support. So all of that information is emailed over for a biontology session. I'm literally examining your hands and your toes to look for a certain sound, a certain sound that's going to tell me if there's a disruption in your body with light, with communication, with your hormones, with your kidneys, with certain things that there shouldn't be a disruption that I'm able to detect from your hands and your toes. And then frequency therapy, that goes into basically scanning all of the organisms that live within your body, and then determining what areas we need to start cleaning up. So with any of those sessions, they're going to get...
First of all, can you do all 3? Can you do all 3 at the same time? Like, if I'm with you, can I do all 3, or we have to wait in between?
Right. We do have to wait. Your body needs time to heal. So for a biontology session, you need to come maybe 3 to 5 days afterwards if you want to get frequency therapy. So they can't be done at the same time, because while we're doing one, we need the body to allow times to heal within the first 3 days, and then the 4th day the body will rest. So same thing with frequency therapy. Even though I'm cleaning up certain things, we need a period of time for the white blood cells to now gobble up the things that we've now cleared out, and allow drinking a lot of water, and allow your body to naturally excrete things, because then your body can get overloaded and say, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm just not going to do you know, so you want the treatment to go through properly, and you want to give your body time to allow itself. And people will feel things. They'll say, oh my God, I feel lighter. I feel, you know, it's the first time I slept, or, you know, my neck doesn't hurt anymore. I had this pain from when I had a epidural. I couldn't bend down. You know, it's all types of, you know, I've heard so many things. I've been to 3 ENT specialists, and oh my God, I can't believe I get my ear, my sinuses. So it's really amazing that some of the things that happen with just amplifying your light or provide communication to your body again.
Wow, like this is amazing information. What we're talking about, alternative medicine. So if you're going to your doctor, please first talk to your doctor to make sure it's okay.
Absolutely.
But if you want to maybe get more detailed information, or maybe you're going to the doctor and you're still not finding a resolution to what's causing you a certain symptom, and you know you're taking the medicines but it's still not doing anything, I just want our audience to know that there are alternative holistic medicine, because I always tell people, what do you think they did before pharmaceuticals came, before drugs came? I mean, my parents used to do things with herbs and they actually work.
Yes. And that's what I was going to say. Sometimes, you know, not even some of the technologies that I use, but sometimes it's the quality of water. Like sometimes a water oxidizer, right. That I'm not expert in that, but there's certain types of water machines that you can use that also kill bacteria, viruses, and parasites as well. And the oxidation of the water itself, just by using those machines on a daily basis, and I believe they call it ozone therapy. I'm not an expert in that as well, but you know, I've heard a lot of conditions, serious conditions, have improved by ozone therapy, and just creating that, I guess it's the O3 in the body that you know, by oxidizing the water, you can, so between herbs, between just being aware that there's other things out there that you can do to help improve your health, along with the support of your doctors, and you know, whatever information that they're giving you, you know, you can do things on your own. You can empower yourself you know, on your own to help get to your health goals.
Well, I want to thank everyone and Miss Gayna Alerte for coming on. I'm proud of you, sis. I am so happy I'm giving you your flowers. Thank you for finally coming on. This was such an amazing conversation. I think so many people out there has learned something new. Like, our whole point in life is to gain more knowledge than we had the day before. And this was definitely a knowledgeable conversation. So please, everyone, reach out to Miss Alerte as soon as possible, and have a great day, everybody.
Thank you, Danni.
Thank you.